You've assembled all of your supplies. You want to first sand the pieces of wood of the top mini edition in the areas that will be connected to wood without the double-sided adhesive. So I use 80 grit sandpaper to roughen the edges of the wood and later the Nightlight module. So once the wood is sanded and you're ready to assemble the top mini piece, you want to super glue all of the pieces that are going to come in contact with wood that doesn't have double-sided adhesive, and then assemble the top mini edition. And I use, once I have all of the pieces added to the very top piece of the mini box, I use a piece of scrap top main box or top big box to hold the top mini box edition together while the glue cures. So once that is assembled, I'm going to add the cover to the top of the mini box. And I just remove the backing and then apply it to the top piece. So once that is done, I set it aside so I could start assembling the main box or the big box. So to do this, I have the three sides, and I'm going to add Flex, which is the transparent acrylic, to each of the pieces. I'm going to remove the backing of the 3M adhesive or any double-sided adhesive, and then apply the pieces of Flex to each of the sides. So once the three sides are complete, I am going to add Flex to the bottom piece of the Nightlight box, main Nightlight box. This is optional, but I like to do it, and I apply super glue and then blot the excess super glue away with just a piece of vellum that I have scrapped. Once I get it applied, then I'm going to assemble the main box. And then once I add pieces, or as I add pieces, I'm going to make sure I get them as straight and flush as possible, because I like, a seamless look. So once I have all the pieces added to the bottom piece, then I'm going to add the top piece of the main box. I have since made a little change to the top piece, but it still works the same way. So once I get the main box assembled, I'm going to add the cover to the bottom piece of the main box. And then I'm going to add the little top edition to the main box. But before that, I'm going to add a piece of Flex to the top mini box, or top edition, however you want to say it, with super glue. So once I get that done, then I'm going to add the cover for the top main compartment or main box around the mini box, and then add glue to the pieces of the wood that are going to come into contact with the main box. Then I'm going to add the mini box to the main box, and then once it is secure, I am going to press down on the cover for the big main box. The next thing is to add the Nightlight module. Whenever, or before I add the Nightlight module, I am going to test the fit. And then I'm going to sand the piece of the wood that's going to be glued to the Nightlight module. Again, I use 80 grit sandpaper because I want it good and roughened up. I'm also going to sand the Nightlight module where it comes in contact with the wood, again with the 80 grit sandpaper. This roughens it up really well and will allow the glue to hold the plastic to the wood. I add the super glue to the wood itself because it is less messy than adding it to the Nightlight module. So once the glue is added, then I add the Nightlight module. Once the Nightlight module has been added, you want to make sure that it is flush with the wood itself and that the module is straight, so that it is straight against the outlet will give you a good profile with the light. So once you have it straight and flush, then you can leave it upside down. I like to leave it for about a half an hour to an hour to cure the glue.